With our English essays, mic drops are few and far between. Conclusions are the afterthought for many students, and for some, they literally don't even get to the conclusion, meaning that there are no mic drops to be done. If you've seen Barack Obama's 2016 White House Correspondents' dinner speech, you'll know how powerful a mic drop is.
Obama.
If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend because he's an all-around entertaining, funny, and just a great guy. Alright, I'm not gonna go into politics, and so don't hate me for saying I love Barack Obama. Whoa. I didn't just say that I love Barack Obama, okay? It's time we pick up the slack. A rush conclusion is like running a 500-meter sprint only to slow down towards the finish line. So here are 5 tips to help you create a mic drop worthy conclusion. 1. Plan for the conclusion. Setting out your overall contention and your main body paragraphs in a plan will ensure you stay on topic so that when you get to your conclusion, you can nicely tie up all your ideas as planned from the get-go. Without a plan, you risk yourself going off topic, potentially switching out your arguments for others while you write, even potentially changing your entire contention as you write, leaving you to waste precious minutes figuring out how to bring everything together at the very end in your conclusion. Number 2, don't say in conclusion. One of the most redundant things a student can write is in conclusion or in closing. We all know that it's your conclusion, so don't waste that valuable word count real estate by telling us something we already know. Number 3, rephrase, not repeat. The definition of a conclusion is to literally sum up an argument. Thus, your last paragraph should focus on gathering all of the loose ends and rewording your contention and all of your arguments. It's great to reinstate what you've said throughout the body of your response, but repeating the same phrases and modes of expression becomes bland and bores the examiner. Instead, all it takes is a fresh outlook on the key points you've been trying to communicate in the previous paragraphs. It only takes a little bit of extra time, but by changing some of the key words around, by rephrasing your sentences, you switch your conclusion from something tedious to read to something a lot more enjoyable. Number 4, keep things short and sharp. Please don't stress out about word count on the conclusion. You want to keep things to the point, don't introduce any new ideas, and don't try to make it nice by adding flowery language into it. I love this conclusion in one of our essays in a Rear Window, a Killer Text Guide. Manifestly, Rear Window portrays the reduction of Jeff's power and agency through his injury in his physicality and in his relationship with Robert. This dominance, however, does tangibly reduce such agency when compared to the treatment of men within society. Notice here that the conclusion is fairly short. By the time the examiner finishes reading your body paragraphs, they've probably already decided your mark. So keep it short and simple, but effective. Which ties into my last point. 5. The last line is where you really get to shine. I always like to try to leave the examiner thinking somehow, and the best way that I've figured out how to do this is to include the author's views and values. In this last sentence, the inclusion of the word society plays a major role in demonstrating how I understand that the ideas I've discussed in the essay extend beyond just the film. If you found this video helpful, then I'll link up above to you our blog version of this video if you wanted to go ahead and read up a little bit more about the topics discussed today. Also, I'll link to you in the description box the ultimate guide to VC text response, which is a mammoth of a guide that I wrote up, which includes an entire essay where you can look through introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion, just to help further your understanding on what you should do. So, to say goodbye this time, mic drop.